So this is a new MMORPG that apparently just came out. I don't know what this is. Let's watch it. It seems pretty good to me. This is it. Dude's got way too much health. This is some more shit.
Retreat to the rendezvous points.
Come back here! Come back!
Okay, it's got gathering, that's good. Okay. Wow.
The MMORPG genre is a slow but
I feel like this is a bad idea for a name because, like, whenever I read this, Traha, it just makes me think of trash. Like, maybe this is like dyslexia, but like that's the first thing I think. Trash, like trasha. Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck?
constant state
Tap
of
the screen. Why would I want to tap my monitor? I don't understand. Yeah, why would they say tap the screen if I... Why would I tap my monitor? I don't get it, guys. Why would I do that?
change. Year by year, it continues to evolve into something new, whether we like it or not. With
Yeah.
very few big MMORPG releases on the horizon, we are faced with the revelation that the mobile market is just this uncontested giant that dominates the cumulative total of both PC and console platforms in terms of sales. And beyond that, players. Naturally, games and their respective studios are adapting to current market. And what kind of MMO channel would we be if we didn't cover the good, the bad, and the ugly? One game in particular that has been birthed into the genre but has been adapted to the current market is Traha, a free-to-play faction v faction open world MMORPG made by
So it's Alliance and Horde. So you can see this is the Alliance, that's the Horde.
MMOByte Games. You can find this game available on PC, iOS, and Android devices. Traha originally launched as a South Korean exclusive mobile game back in 2019, published by Nexon. But since then, they dropped onto the global market as a cross-platform game November 1st. When going through this transition to cross-platform, they decided to drop auto-combat in favor of manual tab-target combat styles.
Oh, so you don't have auto combat? I don't know if I want to play this one anymore. I feel like the only good thing about having a mobile game, a mobile game MMO, is that you can auto combat mundane tasks. Yeah, it's like everybody wished that they had botting in WoW. Like, how many of you guys wish that you could just have a bot run ICC for you and just farm Invincible for you while you're asleep? You just queue that up, wake up in the morning, you get the mount. Ah, fuck yeah, dude. You know, that's it. So, like, it's almost like a power fantasy to be able to do that in an MMO. So, like, why did they get rid of the autoplay? Like, that was the best thing about Tower of Fantasy.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not sure they should have removed auto combat, especially after watching people act like auto combat was still implemented. The boss mechanics and dodgings just weren't a thing people noticed, and that's normal MMORPG things. The core basis of this game is
why would it even matter? Like, I'm watching the effects go down and it shows everybody's health pool, and he does the attack with like these flame chains, okay?
And the variety.
Like, they don't even really lose any health. This guy lost like fucking 5% of his health. He's probably gonna heal it back in 1 second. Like, why the fuck would they give a shit about the mechanics? They don't even matter.
You'll find within the combat. So it makes sense they'd opt to make the combat be within your control. But let me preface this by stating that for a mobile game, it felt okay. It was probably one of the better feeling ones out there. Today we will be taking a look at the PC iteration. Traha itself offers the standard Holy Trinity: tank, DPS, and healer.
Is this worth
It doesn't
playing?
matter which faction you select, the weapons and specializations are the same. Races don't change either, nor do the outfits, so just go whatever faction you want. One feature the game prides itself on is your ability to swap between weapons freely. This is not entirely...
What a fucking amazing... I'm sold. So you could have like a sword and then put it away and you have a like an axe? Holy shit. I don't think anybody's ever done that before.
Entirely accurate. Yes, you can use any weapon so long as you have it unlocked, have gotten an RNG drop on the weapon of choice, or crafted it and aren't in combat. For example,
okay, so you actually can't swap weapons. One of the big features, like, so you can swap weapons if you want and, you know, like, change what you're doing, so you can't do it. Okay, got it.
I went staff wielder at first and found I could do multiple
build types. Oh, they
build
also have
types
this feature here.
For example,
look at this here. CP. This is probably your combat points or something like that. Combat rating. And it just went down by 8,000, so you don't want to do that.
Example, I went staff wielder at first and found I could do
yeah.
multiple build types to either DPS or healer. Randomly during the twice a week dungeon reset that drops weapons, I managed to get a great sword and shield.
Oh,
you
so
can
it's
also
like
obtain
lost
other
art.
weapons through the story or crafting if you so choose. Currently, after obtaining keys to unlock them from just main story questing, I've unlocked a grand total of 5 out of 7 weapons available to us. What I like is most weapons, but not all, have 2 different routes you can choose in the form of specs. This gives variety to your gameplay, and you can even mix and match the skills bound to that particular weapon to become a hybrid of healer and DPS, or DPS and defense. So if you enjoy experimenting with different builds, you're probably gonna like this.
Okay.
You'll also need to consider PvP builds, as this is a faction v faction. It wouldn't be such without open world PvP, arenas, battlegrounds, and conquests.
Of course, a fucking pay to win, I'm sure we're gonna get to that. I'm sure a pay to win MMO is gonna have PvP. Why the fuck would you have a pay to win MMO and not have PvP? It doesn't make any sense. What's the point?
PvP within arenas, battlegrounds, and conquest are arguably balanced, as it adjusts combat power for conquest and tries to scale your combat power in arenas.
Oh, so who
Sometimes
cares?
I felt like I still got melted, but that might just have to do with the fact I'm not very gifted with PvP prowess. But I still love trying and won't shy away from a fight.
So this
the
is
open world
PvP in the
PvP
game?
felt fun as well, but it is in no way close to being balanced. You'll still get the standard PvP gamers that have...
This is like, it's like the way the characters move in this, it's like moving pieces on a virtual chessboard. They go, okay, I move forward, I do attack, I turn around, I go back. That's it. That's the way it feels like to me. It doesn't feel, what's the word for it? It doesn't feel fluid or real.
The high combat power camping lower characters near story NPCs.
Oh, good.
Groups that move together and will jump you when you're just trying to be out there in the world mining.
Yeah, of course.
It's just saying, I'm speaking from experience. But that's kind of the fun of it. I'd call upon my faction, they'd usually come and assist me in clearing out the riffraff, giving me grief. There are some areas that are considered safe zones, and you can safely work together with the enemy to achieve greatness through story quests.
That makes sense.
The enemy faction isn't always bad to have around. As I was leveling, they introduced the concept of moonstones. A stone that, when covered in the blood of thine enemies, will produce a bloodstone that can be exchanged for outfits, which you seem to be able to get through the story or crafting as well.
Okay.
Or,
Let me guess, that's the most expensive one.
accessories that provide no added benefit other than looking cool. We all know fashion.
Well, actually, no. Like, look at that. See, like, the purple one is probably epic, right? Damn, the green one is the, it's the booba suit, yeah. They're
is
costume
in-game.
effects.
The outfits are actually important as they give some stats and can
I
be
bet they
engraved
do.
with enhancements to make you more powerful.
No, I bet they
Enchanting,
do.
engraving, upgrading, and developing your core are integral to the gameplay
Any
and your
honers?
combat power. The enchanting itself is RNG. Sometimes you'll get rare stats you really need, sometimes you'll get legendary stats you don't need, and sometimes you'll get stats that do nothing for you at all. Luckily, you can undo enchantments if you liked what you had before, or keep rolling to see if you get something better. Granted, this does come at a cost to your currency. When upgrading your
Can you buy
equipment, it is
currency?
very easy to ensure 100% for low leveling upgrade, and you can guarantee you never fail. Your equipment can also maintain
But at higher levels, you can fail your upgrades. Okay, so it is honing.
upgrade status despite having, say, a common to a rare. One of the best ways to upgrade the tier of your gear is to run dungeons. The 3 dungeons for XP can be run once per day, the dungeons for trinkets and upgrading material can be run twice a day, and the 2 dungeons for more powerful weapons can be run once with a Monday and Friday reset. You'll also need to run dailies and side stories to obtain currency for gacha rolls, crafting material, and upgrading material. Yep.
Where's the
you heard
gacha
me right.
rolls?
There is a gacha within this.
I would have never expected this. How could anyone have predicted that there would be gacha inside of the mobile game? It's just full of surprises.
Surprise! The gacha consists on rolling for familiars and can provide stat boost and be utilized in battle, including PvP. Pets, which
good.
give you a stat boost and boost for professions. Mounts, which provide you stat and mobility around the open world.
Oh, wow.
And finally, spirits, that are basically cards that can give you stat and combat power boosts.
So like Lost
All
Ark.
of these items can be upgraded to make you more powerful by either rolling duplicates
So
or,
like Lost Ark.
mounts, giving them food. For the most part, it's pretty easy to get currency to do these rolls without spending money, but you can spend money and get the benefits from doing so. There are basically 3 battle passes
Okay.
within the game, one
That's
for
it?
Monster and Kingdom, one for Arena, and another for the Season Pass. I went ahead and purchased the $19.99 Season Pass to give me the extra advantage.
So, bro, like these guys played Diablo Immortal and they said, hold my beer. They start at 800% value. And then it goes all the way up to 1,200% value. Oh my God. That's a big number.
For others, and the free outfit skin, and that was well worth it, as I'm discovering everyone else thought that was a great idea too. A lot of people are going to argue it's not that bad of pay to win, and you can obtain the same things going
If you can move around and fly in the game, and this isn't some sort of flight path, but this is actually like free travel open world, this is really good in terms of like world building for a phone MMO. Like, yeah, obviously the gacha sucks, a lot of the combat sucks, but you've got to give them a little bit of credit. That's pretty nice that you can move around and do that, because most phone games don't have this level of scope at all.
free to play, but you are going to have to work twice as hard to get the same advantage I have with my current combat power. The only place this is really going to matter terribly is open world PvP, and also the fact I'll have more time to grind out more things, as instead of levels, you unlock story and fights based on your combat power.
This
If you're
is
fine
sa-
just
yeah,
playing
Tower
for fun
Fantasy has
and
the
like
same
to keep
thing.
it easy breezy and you're in no rush, you'll be fine. You'll still be able to compete fine with pay-to-win players in the arena, conquest, and battlegrounds with attempted balancing
So
of
is Lost
combat
Ark.
power there. But if PvP is just not your thing and you're not much of a dungeon crazy person, there are more things to do in the game. There
Bro,
is a
she was
kingdom
out
mode
of
you can
that.
go in person. There are
Look at this. Look at this horse shit.
your thing and you're not much of a dungeon
Look,
crazy person. There
she's clearly out of it. She's totally out of the fucking effect.
are more things
Did
to
she
do in the game.
Look
There
at this.
is a
What the fuck was that? Like, that's the worst thing about the game. See, like, I can forgive, you know, addicting children to the game and making them spend all of their parents' money. I can forgive having an entire pay-to-win PvP system. But the one fucking thing that I'm gonna draw the line on is whenever you're not standing in a red circle, but you still get hit. That's horseshit. What the fuck is this?
Kingdom mode, you can go in and kill up to 50 monsters to obtain diamonds, and kingdom currency to buy more upgrade materials or diamonds. World bosses will drop currency, crafting material, and moonstones, and I would also like to note that once PvP unlocks, you will have to more than likely fight for supremacy against the enemy faction to kill the world boss. So
yeah, of course, because that way it necessitates spending real money on the game. That's the whole thing, is that, like, with these open world PvP games, a lot of them are based around trying to find a way for you to feel inferior, to feel like your dick is only 3 inches, and if you pay, you know, 5 payments of, you know, $19.99, it will go all the way up to 4.5. That's
good
what
luck.
it is.
All these things are important to do for your overall growth, but perhaps one of the most important and impossible to ignore features are professions. The 4 professions are crafter, cook, miner, and archaeologist. When I was attempting to figure out my life within the game, I watched a guide video that said just pick 2 and go with it. This was false. You will need to begin leveling each one of them, as they will all play into one another. The higher I made it into my crafter to create trinkets and outfits for myself, the more I found I needed mining and archaeology, and then cooking. I needed to go and level each one just so I could create
Carp. Where can you get carp? You can get them from gathering or the region shop.
the higher tier items necessary to become stronger.
Wow.
Within crafting, it's basically a matching game that you'll need to do
And I will emphasize again, I think the world of the game, contextualizing it that it is a mobile game, is impressive. This is a visually impressive game given the medium that it is supposed to exist on. If this was not a pay-to-win game that looked like, to be honest, like the game just doesn't, the movement and combat doesn't look good to me. Like that's, so I'm probably not going to play this, right? Unless it's like really good content or something, or they pay me a bunch of money to play it. Like I'm not going to do it. So yeah, I don't give a shit. However, I do think that there are positives to it.
Single time. This is what you get when you remove auto features, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do this. There is no auto gathering here. You'll be faced with a series of flowers and you'll need to find the matching 3. With cooking, you'll need to steadily maintain your pull on your line for fishing within the blue indication. When mining, you'll need to time your hits with the little random placed icon. And in archaeology, you'll need to play a memory game. You'll be flashed 3 different icons and have to decipher which of the 3 you just have witnessed prior. Honestly, it's a bit of a chore. You also have labor points that limits the amount of profession you can participate in.
Yeah, bring back auto battle. Like, fuck this. Like, it's anti-bot. Yeah, maybe.
In each day. You can purchase more points, of course, to continue for that day if you so choose.
Oh,
honestly,
wait, hold up.
There is a limits the amount of profession you can participate in each day.
Oh, it's like Life Force and Lost Ark. So you can only do so much a day and then you can't do it anymore. All right, yeah, sure.
You can purchase more points, of course, to continue for that day
of course.
if you so choose. Honestly, there is a lot to do in this game to keep you entertained. There is just an overwhelming slew of red buttons to push when you log in. With events, attendance rewards, and spins available, there is just plenty of things to click. Lots of activities to follow and do during hot times on the calendar. The combat as a
Well, I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like this this gacha is like really, really low quality. Like this is really, really not that good. It's like, even like you look at the uncommon pet and you look at this pet, and this is supposed to be the legendary. You know what these two remind me of? They remind me of bored apes. They remind me of one of those fucking super boring, lazy NFT projects, or even better, collections, where it's just like 75 different variations of a cat with a hat on. Like, that's it. It's so bad. Do you remember those? I remember that they existed, not the ones that did exist.
Isn't that bad for a mobile game gone cross-platform.
Uh-huh.
Character customization is nice, but once you get out in the open world, you look like a filter on a middle-aged woman on Facebook trying to hide wrinkles. And I have everything on Ultra. There are also some localization issues as it...
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, this is not super good. The boob slider is... It could be better. A lot of the outfits could definitely... Like, Lost Ark has a lot of Coomer outfits. And it's like, if you play a game like this, you want Coomer outfits. Like, there's like... The thing is, if you look at a Venn diagram between people that like Coomer content and people that play these gacha, like, these, like, Korean pay-to-win games, like, it's not a Venn diagram, it's just a circle. That's it. There's one circle. You just have to add these into the game and they'll be happy.
Didn't even bother to change tap to click. It's also very hard to find folks that spoke English, but luckily this didn't affect me much, as the language of gamers is roughly the same regardless of where you live.
Yeah.
The reason for this is there are only 4 servers: America, Europe, Asia 1, and Asia 2. So do anticipate some lag depending on your location.
Probably do like people like speaking
I think
Spanish.
Overall it's just an okay cross-platform game that will probably sit well with some of you and turn off some of you, or a lot of you. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below.
The effects are cool.
This was Mrs. Sticks, logging off for now. Bye!
And she died. Damn, like, I feel like you... How do you end a video with that? That sounds like a sound effect for the beginning of a movie trailer. Listen to this. Like, this is like just asking for a monologue from Morgan Freeman about how, you know, like, what happened after, you know, the nukes started flying or something like that in a world. Yeah, exactly. Or something. I don't know, man. Like, I just think that, I think this game, as I said, I think that they made a huge mistake by calling the game Traha. Because the first thing I think of whenever I see this is trash. That I mean, I'm sorry, but, like, you can't have a game called Traha. Half the fucking people that play video games are dyslexic, and they're gonna read this trash. First thing, like, if I look at this for like a split second, oh, trash. That's it. That's what we were going for. Well, it seems like they succeeded. I'll link the video. I mean, obviously, I think it's important to keep in mind with, like, the video was good. I think she gave it a pretty fair shake. All things considered, she showcased some of the world boss content. The world PvP and world building stuff seemed kind of cool. The effects from the spells was kind of cool, too. It's just that the game is, you know, not really that great. Devs really need to step up. At this point, all MMOs are copy-pasted. Bro, so I got this, I got these fucking ads on my phone, right? And so I got this ad, and look at this, dude. So it says, so many waifus. And it's these fucking ads on YouTube. And they keep sending me these. And it's like, I've never watched a waifu game in my life. Not on YouTube, at least. And, like, where the fuck are these coming from? And then I got this other one. This is the worst one here. I got this one, and it's a fucking female fox that's tied up in bondage with her titties pressed together, and it says new waifu. It's called Refantasia. Charm and Conquer. You guys see this shit? I screenshotted it. I was like, what the fuck is this? The waifu demographic? Yes, I know. It's like every single game nowadays. I feel like this is what happened. Is it like Cyberpunk realized that it's like, we can't do something like Arcane. Like, that shit is like, that's crazy. Like, we're just gonna make this an anime with, like, some titties and shit like this. Every single fucking new thing that comes out has anime titties. It's actually insane. And I was thinking to myself, like, do you remember back in, like, 2014 when everybody would say, oh my god, this is epic? And then it kind of went away. But I don't know if anime titties are really just going to go away. I don't know. I feel like this might just be the world that we live in now. Right? Because they've only gotten bigger. Like, and I mean in both ways, right? But they've gotten way more popular. And like, if you look at the graph of popularity, it's like this. There's never been a point where it's like, oop, no, all the way up, all the time. They're going to get bigger and better. Yeah. Degeneracy has just been here since ancient time, bro. People just accept it more? I guess so. We need to contact the women's rights groups to fuck shit up so anime titties get removed? I don't think so. I think those are great. I always thought it was really fucking funny. You guys remember Project Melody? Anybody remember that shit? Project Melody was like one of the first sexualized VTubers, and she went on ChatterBait, and there were all of these fucking girls that were tweeting at ChatterBait, mad at them because they were getting out fucking performed by a fake anime girl, and everybody was watching her and not this other girl, and it's a real girl. Everybody was leaving the real girls, and they started showing up to watch all the fucking VTuber ones. And then it's like the thing is on Twitch, like a lot of the most popular female streamers are VTubers. Holy shit. It's like anime supremacy. What the fuck? It's all just pixels though. The real ones are all just pixels too. What do you think no, you don't understand. You don't have a chance with you don't have a chance with Sniper Wolf or with fucking Silver Veil. It doesn't matter. They're equally unattainable. Stop it. Stop thinking that you could do it. These things are nowhere near as degenerate as ancient Rome was. Oh, we're not going to talk about that. That's a bit much. Okay. Yeah, that's a whole lot. Anime titties but no femboys? Oh, I'm sure they'll add that whenever there's a large enough audience for it, though. Yeah, for sure. Weirdo guys are getting more and more lifeless. It's nuts, man. The infantilization is what turns me off. Bro, like, I don't think that there's any of the VTuber girls on Twitch that do any of the baiting for, like, lolly stuff. I don't think any of them bait for that stuff. It's not even remotely fucking close. Like, that is like a small, like, unspoken of degenerate corner that most people do not even go to. Yeah, they've got massive fucking titties. Trust me, I know. Why do they all talk the same way, though? Because that's the way that people like to see. You never watch them? You're right, I never do. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So yeah, massive cock bulges? Yeah, for sure. Or VTubers are girls? I think so. I mean, at least I'm sure like one or two of them are, right? You think the Ashes will keep the cock slider? Yeah, I think so. I think that sexualization in these types of MMO games is not a bad thing. My stance on sexualization in MMOs is that it should be, like anything else, voluntary and not forced on you. I don't think that you should have to play a character with like fucking triple D titties who's 6 feet tall with a fat ass. If you want to play a nice, timid, 5'1" bookworm girl and all she does is read books and she has glasses, that's totally fucking fine. And she doesn't have to wear high heels, okay? Every female character in the game does not have to wear high heels. I think that there should be an option to not do that if you choose to not do that. However, I think at the same way, if you do want to play the big titty characters, you should be able to do that. And I think the people that are trying to make it to where the other person can't not live in the reality that they want them to, so it's like they try to force sexuality on people, or they try to say like, oh, this is fucking objectifying women. Yeah, it's great. Like, what the hell are you talking about? This is awesome. We love this. I'm so happy right now. It's great. So, like, yeah, no shit. So, like, but the people that try to force their reality on other people, they're the assholes. And it's on both sides. How many white shirts do you own? I don't know. I threw one away the other day because it was getting dirty. Maybe players should be able to disable big titties from interface. I think that players should be able to disable women on the interface. And that way, like, if you don't want to be tempted, you know, it's No Nut November. We're 21 days in now. I don't think that you should have to see any women in the game. And you should also, because, you know, the gaming nowadays has gotten, people nowadays have gotten to the point where, you know, it gets a little bit out there. So you should be able to disable certain animals too, right? So like, if, let's say like foxes, like they should replace like all foxes with like turtles. Let's say like really fast turtles or something like that. So there's never any temptation. Just turn off the women. Why does it have to be black and white? Can we have gray too, please? There could be a MILF mode too. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see where we're at. I'll link the video again. Imagine making a... Who the fuck thought of this name? What an idiot.